Well, we are out for our stroll with our new candidates. This is our new candidate, Elvis. He just did therapy visits this morning at High Desert Haven and the Memory Center. And down below, doing his drool thing, is Darling, and he is hanging out in the bottom of the stroller because he's done with his walking for today. He did walk there to the park, and then we're letting him stroll his way back. I think it's the first time he's ever walked on leash, so he's doing a great job. And then, of course, we have our little mascots, Nami and Skoshi. So these two candidates we have is Darling, no, this is Dearest, and Elvis, the black poodle, and Dearest is a cockapoo. So we're excited to be able to offer them to you guys and hope that we'll be getting more videos and stuff out soon. Thanks so much. Okay, so we're seeing some huge improvement here. Here we go. Come on. Look, he's not proving me wrong. He is excited to be walking. Good stuff. Come on. A little distracted, but not too bad. Got some sounds going on here in the street. And we're still excited. Good stuff. Both our candidates are doing excellent. This one's losing track of where he's going. Good stuff. Good boy. Almost there. Come on. Good job. Coming from not walking at all and dragging himself to walking is awesome. Good job, boys. All right. Sit. Sit. He was doing sit. Let's see. Sit. Good boy. How about you? Sit. There we go. Good stuff. Good afternoon. So we are here. I'm here with one of our new candidates. His name is Elvis, and we are going to be talking about service animals. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, a service animal is a dog that is individually trained to do work or perform tasks for a person with a disability. Entities must permit service animals to accompany people with disabilities in all areas where members of the public are allowed. So anyone with a service dog is allowed to go, I'm blurry, sorry, is allowed to go anywhere the regular public goes. Service dogs, only is a service animal, is individually trained to do work or perform tasks for people with disabilities. So examples of such work are for the blind, guiding people who are blind, alerting people who are deaf, pulling a wheelchair, alerting and protecting a person who's having a seizure, reminding a person with a mental illness to take prescribed medication, calming a person with post-traumatic stress disorder during an anxiety attack, or performing other duties. With basic assistance dogs, we provide psychiatric service dogs with basic skills. We do not train to the tasks of the others that are listed for blindness or deafness or mobility per se. Our dogs are basically trained to be able to provide blocking, deep pressure therapy, and alerting. To gain those other tasks, they will need to be teamed up with a handler that will be able to help them be able to learn those other tasks. So the work or task a dog has been trained to provide must be directly related to the person's disability. So as you can see here, we've got Elvis. He is able to be with you in public access. He's able to block, he's able to alert, and he's able to do deep pressure therapy. An assistance animal is covered under the Fair Housing Act, and a service animal is covered under the Air Carrier Access Act. So where are service animals allowed? Service animals are allowed according to the ADA, state and local governments, businesses, and nonprofit organizations that serve the public generally must allow service animals to accompany people with disabilities in all areas of the facility where the public is normally allowed to go. So because Elvis here knows how to act in public, he is allowed to go with whoever his new handler will be, because we are fostering him and training him to be a service dog or a therapy dog or just a trained pet. But he does have public service accessibility because of his ability to act correctly in public. However, it may be appropriate to exclude a service animal from operating rooms or burn units where the animal's presence may compromise a sterile environment. We're never wanting to put anyone at risk, so those are times when a service animal would not be allowed. The service animal must be under the control of the handler at all times. Staff may ask two questions. One, is the dog a service animal required for the disability? And what work or task has the dog been trained to perform? Staff cannot ask the person's disability. Staff cannot require any kind of medical documentation. They can't require a special identification card or training documentation for the dog. That is against the law. Or ask that the dog demonstrate its ability to perform the work or task. Those things can't be done. Those things are against the law. Please make sure that you are enforcing the law correctly by just asking the two questions if you need to do so. So if someone in the establishment or in the entity that you go into has an allergy to dogs or has a fear of dogs, those are not valid reasons for denying access or refusing a service to people who are using service animals. So just because someone's allergic or fears animals doesn't mean that the person with the service dog has to be excluded. When a person who is allergic to a dog dander or a person who uses a service animal must spend time in the same room or facility, accommodations must be made to assign them to different locations within the facility so that both can be accommodated for. You cannot be asked to remove your service animal from the premises unless the dog is out of control or the dog is not housebroken. So establishments that sell or prepare food must allow service animals in public areas, even if the state or local health codes prohibit animals on the premises. So a restaurant or a grocery store can't prohibit a service dog from going in, even if the state health code says so, because they are a piece of medical equipment needed for that person with a disability. People with disabilities who use service animals cannot be isolated. If they go into a restaurant, they can't say that they have to sit outside because they have a service dog. If you go into a hotel, you can't be required to pay a deposit. Or if you're living under a landlord situation, you can't be required to pay a deposit that's needed to be paid for pets, because this is not a pet. It is a service animal needed as a medical piece of equipment for a person with a disability. So I hope that answers some questions for you in regard to service animals. And if you're wanting to learn more about Elvis, this is Elvis, please go ahead, like and share it, and we'd love to be able to talk to you more. And Elvis is ready for his forever home. He is able to be service dog or therapy dog or just a well-trained pet. Thanks so much.